Begin the game. The end is never the end. Okay. Oh man, dann muss ich ja jetzt gleich nach dem Stream da erstmal Dings rein. In Weekend League reinschwitzen, Alter. Ach, scheiße.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Damn, man.
Others might have considered it so
Nur mit einem Finger.
Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Okay.
And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Hat denn jemand irgendwas anderes gemacht außer arbeiten? The fuck? Er kann kein Leben außerhalb dessen? Spring. Okay, ich kann mich wohl jetzt aus dem Window bewegen. Und random. Hit your first achievement, you can't jump. Ah, okay, danke dafür. Ja.
All of his co-workers. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Ich hab doch nur einmal gut.
Is that all that you think an achievement is worth?
Was?
No.
Ich dachte, ich wollte die Tür öffnen.
Away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort.
Das sind mehr als 20 Mal. Das sind mehr als 20 Mal.
Perhaps 50 clicks will do it.
Oh, du Bitch.
Certainly 50 clicks.
Ich habe hundertprozentig mehr als 50 Mal geklickt. Das hab ich ja gar nicht erwartet, dass er mich... Hä, Leute, der dreht einfach mir.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something.
Ich habe auch sehr auf die Tür gedrückt.
For valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley.
Ja, okay.
I want to see commitment.
Ja.
Willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost.
Ja.
Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417. Bro, warum so spezifisch? Warum so spezifisch? 417. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19.
Great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Was heißt denn few times? 437. Kann ich sprinten?
When Stanley came to a
Nein!
set of
Ey!
open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ja, na, ich will zurück. Du hast mich verarscht. Ich will zurück. Das Lutschen, Alter. Ich gehe rechts lang.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room. Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Weißt
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Bro, was benutze ich hier? Aber auf welche fucking Tastatur?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Ey, bester Narrator, Alter. Bester Narrator. What the fuck? Echt spannend. Was macht er beim nächsten Mal?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Okay.
It's possible that this is why everyone left. Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. When a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Huh? Komm, kommt noch ein Dialog. Bitte. Hey, das ist ein Schreib... Hier, ein Notizblock. Echt nicht? Ja. Okay, jetzt schon geiles Game. Jetzt schon ultra geiles Game. Ja, komm.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Ey, ich mach alles, um den abzufucken, Alter. Ja. Ey. Ja.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Myself?
Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ooh. Who is her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
Spring mal runter.
To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Spiel's einfach zu Ende. Ja. Okay, gut, da haben wir gesehen, was passiert, wenn ich da runterspringe.
All of his co-work. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Yes.
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Gib mir diese fucking Achievement, Alter.
Satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley.
Yes.
I want to see commitment.
Yes.
A willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost.
Feeling,
Why don't you go
being the
put
same.
20 clicks into door number 417?
Okay.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437. Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Ja, okay. Ich gehe über Door 415.
Now, back to door number 437.
Okay, ja, krasses Achievement, Alter. Muss ich mal... Okay. Können die Türen wenigstens mal ein bisschen näher beieinander sein?
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
A fucking what?
All right, back to room 417. I'm really
Fuck
feeling it now.
off,
I think we're
Alter.
getting
Du
somewhere.
verarschst mich hart, Laura. Ich werde am Ende wahrscheinlich gar nichts bekommen.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's
Ich kann nicht...
desk.
Wann kann ich climben?
Yes, this
kann
is
climben.
great. You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up.
Ja.
Give me a few clicks on door 416.
I guess. Come on, wir sind dabei.
We've almost got it. Now the copy machine, do that
Schon
one
wieder.
again.
Ja, okay, Copy Machine. Ist auch noch Copy Machine? Okay, nein, dann wieder zurück zur Copy Machine. Narrator, Alter, 10 out of 10.
Finish it off, Stanley.
Was denn jetzt?
5 clicks on door 430. Yes!
Oh,
We
let's
did it.
go!
Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really
Most
did it,
recent
Stanley.
click on
Nothing
door.
could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of
430,
how far we've
5
come
times.
today. Just think, only a few minutes ago, you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now? What were you thinking?
Ich habe aber nur random Türen angeklickt, das war mein einziges Achievement. Das ist das Einzige, was ich machen wollte. Einfach Türen anklicken.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nein, nein. Oh. Ich sag dir so, wie es ist. Tangela habe ich mit Bacardi noch ausgemacht. Polygon 2 genauso.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Warte mal, ich versuche mal hier drauf zu springen auf die Reling.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Nope.
Are you that
Yes.
convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Well, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Scooby-Doo.
Prove it.
Man,
Prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
das werde ich auch selbst herausfinden, was das für eine Rolle hat bei mir. Okay, jetzt ist echt kein
Now
Bock mehr.
listen carefully, this is important.
Ja.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Was will ich hier durchlaufen? Echt nicht? Ich hab echt Bock, gegen ihn zu labern.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You
Yes.
want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen?
Yes.
Well, don't let me stop you.
What
You
the
see?
fuck is this?
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map.
Ehrenlos?
You were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Wow.
Developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written?
I mean, die 15 Euro, die ich dafür bezahlt habe, ist jetzt schon ein bisschen unlustig.
Do not think I put a lot of time into that, because I did. And in the end it was
Was?
all for nothing.
Das ist irgendwas.
This is what you wanted to see.
Nee.
Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees?
Maybe.
With me, you've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what.
Wenigstens
Take
springen.
a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Okay, please rate your experience. Ich muss sagen, ist schon keine Ehre, dass man da irgendwie verschissen hat, nicht weiterzuentwickeln, wa? Okay, kann ich weitergehen? Ja, kann ich nicht. Gib dir meine Eins.
A one? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a one? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that?
Und weißt du, was scheiße ist, wa?
Isn't my place to judge. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one.
Ja, Alter.
Let's take a look.
Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Kann ich auch zurückgehen? Was ist das? Wait. What the fuck? This is you. Friendly, ey, yo, kommt er mit dem Mietern? Okay, I guess, wa? No friends, classic. Dead Rat. Was passiert, wenn ich hier noch länger warte? What the fuck? Okay, das gleiche. Okay, dann.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect.
Why not, ne?
Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because
last one.
I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done.
Hey, was?
It's over.
Hey, come on.
Thank you for playing.
Ich hab doch nur ein bisschen Spaß gemacht.
Extremely valuable.
Was?
Hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game just to ease the pain?
Hey, bitte, ein bisschen Witcher?
What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Gib mir jetzt, Alter, GTA? Ey, ja, warum laden das denn? GTA Ladezeiten oder was? What the fuck ist das? Firewatch?
What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some sort
Battlefield 4 hat auch schon wilde Zeiten. Battlefield 4 hat auch schon wilde Ladezeiten gehabt.
That must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Nö. Was passiert, wenn ich jetzt länger hier drinnen bleibe und nicht rausgehe? GTA ist wild, Alter. GTA ist wirklich wild. Wir sehen, wie lange wie lange es mich machen lässt, ohne was zu sagen. Digga, geil, absolut geiles Game. Jetzt schon komplett gelohnt, das Geld auszugeben für das Game, Alter. Beste Narrator seit 1000 Jahren, ey. Hat er mich einfach in die Welt von Firewatch gebracht, Alter. Aua. Also ja, Mann, er macht sogar, er sagt wirklich nichts. Okay, krass. Also, aber an einer bestimmten Zeit kommt dann schon noch was. Dann lass mich mal rausgehen. Damn, Bro. Was für Graphics. Tschüss. Ja, damn. 6D-Welt einfach. Ja, und nirgends hier runterspringen, wa? Ja.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
Hm? Ich auch einfach wegrennen? Was passiert denn dann?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Ey, du Wichser!
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here.
Hey, come on.
Game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
Ehrenlos?
Okay, I think this will...
Damn, ich frage mich gerade, ob ich so schnell gewesen sein hätte, ob ich so schnell hätte sein können, dass ich... Rocket League?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Wie komme ich hier raus?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see.
Ich war ein Auto.
Lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We should run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Lutschen, Alter. Oh, lol.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Hey, lol, let's go. Back, Alter.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you.
Lol.
How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Bye, bye. Oh, shit, ich bin schwerer gefahren. Wo bin ich? Warte mal. What the fuck? Wo bin ich denn hier gelandet? Der Narrator hat mich einfach verloren. Lol. Was geht denn hier für eine Party ab? Einfach fallen gelassene Entwicklungsstation. War hier schon gewesen? Nicht, oder? Hey! Ui, was ist denn hier los? Hallo? Wer ist denn hier da? Hallo? Was tippe ich da überhaupt die ganze Zeit, Alter? Hey, hallo. Oder shit. Damn, Bro. Hast du ganze Base hier, ne? Kann ich den Narrator hier finden? In den Narratoren? Okay. Completely useless hier hinzukommen. Hey, was soll denn das?
I wonder what he
Oh,
found.
er hat mich zurückgebracht.
If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story,
Ja.
well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end,
Mhm.
make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon.
Ja.
I can wait.
Können wir doch nicht warten. Scheiße, Alter. Fuck me.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
Oh.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh. Ich will mehr Input. Lass mich dir mehr Input geben, Bro. Mehr Input. Okay, I guess not.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Sehe ich aus, Alter.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Scheiße.
But in his eagerness to prove
Ja,
that he is
okay.
in control of the story and no one gets
Da
to
kann man
tell him
das
what
Gleiche.
to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set
Ja,
of
wirklich
2
einmal hier
open
lang.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
Jetzt mal hier was anderes. Ups.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up and... Using slides to assure employees that everything is okay. Hey, me? Mal weiter. Number of slides on the slide. Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. The boss appreciation minute. On your boss appreciation minute worksheet, cycle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Uh-huh. Why did he hire you? Why did we hire you? Both of them. Talk radio, mitosis, abode, pollution. Less air, hope. Metamorphosis. Tips for not getting fired, talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation of promotion or recognition. True. Okay, jetzt kommt wirklich noch das gleiche.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Nope. Ich krieg alles an, was ich machen kann.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Just to fuck you off, bro. Nothing more, nothing less.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Ow!" Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nope. Hey. Auto.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Ooh.
All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Nope.
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life
Wichser.
pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself
Wait, what? Ich fliege ja
soaring
wirklich?
through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun,
Huh?
and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
True.
Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as
wirklich eine
awake
Hernie.
right now as he's ever been in his life.
Hey Google,
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite
was ist eine
shocking to
Hernie?
Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
Bei dir was raus aus dem Körper oder was?
I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal.
Du hast aber echt viel zu reden, wa?
I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Oh, I didn't see anything of that, bro.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Damn, Alter. Ja gut, dann gute Besserung damit, wa?
This
Danke.
is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Huh?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Huh?
On this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself.
Oh
and then
no.
collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Oh,
And although she would
gestorben.
soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better.
Wow.
But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body,
What?
and then she turned and ran.
Bitch! Okay. Gut, ich bin gestorben und war nicht mal irgendwie wert, dass man für mich 911 ruft. Okay, I guess. I see.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Hey, yo, wait, was passiert, wenn ich das denn auf das mache? What the fuck? Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nicht mal wirklich. Mal gucken, was passiert.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Wo landet denn
Stanley
hier?
didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Lass mich rechts. Raus, please. Rechts? I guess not.
Oh no.
Oh, du
It's
Wichser.
to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Aber mach mal langsamer, ne? Mach mal langsam.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left...
Bro, es muss ja eigentlich an sich eine übelst geile Arbeit sein für eine ultra geile Arbeit sein für einen Voice Actor. Muss ja anders Spaß machen, als das zu voicen. What the fuck?
No.
Huh?
This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
Ey, yo.
Close your eyes.
Bin ich bei I Am Legend? Nee, I Am Legend hier. I Am Robot? Wie es heißt? I Robot?
It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Wait, what?
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Ach du Hund, Alter. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, what the fuck? Wo ist der Input? Input. Hey, mein eigener Room ist auch zu. Okay. Hab voll geschickt, dass ich schon das Achievement dafür habe. Ey, yo, mir wird einfach mein Input verwehrt. Wo ist denn der scheiß PC dafür? Mann, eigentlich lang?
When Stanley... Wait.
What?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change?
Ey, yo, du hast einfach dein...
Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
What?
Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure.
What?
Stanley, let's find the story.
I guess, so. Gut, hier war ich ja schon gewesen. Also... So, wie lang war? Schauen, wo es hier lang geht. Let's find the story. Und ich sag genau deswegen, und ich bleibe bei meiner Meinung, Indie-Spiele sind mit Abstand die besten Videospiele, die es nur gibt. Hä? Ist dir irgendein anderes AAA-Game solche genialen Spiele zu machen?
Worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Nee.
I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Ey, was denn? Oh, was habe ich denn getan? Lass mich wenigstens mal gucken, ob ich noch... man das einen Weg finde.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Mein Input. Mein Input. Haben 2 schon ausgereicht, oder was? The fuck? Hier sind nicht mal Türen diesmal.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
Ah ja.
Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Natürlich nicht. Aber nicht alles schon geöffnet, was geöffnet werden kann, ne? Ja. Irgendwas vergessen. Also.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
Das ist einfach jetzt ein neuer Raum.
Here it comes.
What? Ich aber mal ganz im Ernst, ne? Hallo an alle YouTube-Freunde, wa? Endlich mal wieder ein guter YouTube-Content, den ich dann auch erstmal in einem Mal hochladen kann. Bitte schaut euch das Video zu Ende an, ne? Das ist ein super geiles Spiel, legit. Ich habe das nicht mal durchgespielt, ist abstrus nice. Was zum Fick, wo bin ich mittlerweile? Gibt es irgendeinen Weg, wo ich jetzt nicht zurückgehen muss? Was ist jetzt schon wieder passiert? What the fuck?
Now this, well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place
Das
at
ist
all.
nicht mein Office.
Is this the story?
Oh, I don't think so.
I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office
Ist ein
building.
Shit.
Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
Ey, nicht vergessen, ne? Stream ist so gut wie jeden Tag von 22 Uhr, manchmal auch früher, manchmal auch. What? Ey, let's go! Nicht vergessen reinzukommen, wa? Wir machen viele coolen Shit hier. Oh, man.
No, you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
That's true.
Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
Ey, es gibt manche, die gewinnen auch ein bisschen einfach, aber.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Okay. Junge. Okay.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Okay. Bin ich?
No, I'm down. We're living it up to the line from now on.
Scheiße. Ey, so gut. Ey, da habe ich ja wirklich gerade Karten ausgewählt. Irgendwie allein, wa? Warum ist bei der Line TM? Was? Ach, scheiße, das ist Doku. War das nicht scheiße? Warum habe ich... Wait. Wie heißt das nochmal?
Is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is
Ja, Solitär, genau.
via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on.
Das war ein bisschen sehr viele wilde Wörter.
Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
What? Kannst du die Mut lesen? I don't know about that music. Kannst du gar nicht. Und wieder so dich her. Hey, warum muss ich zurück überhaupt gehen? Kannst du die Musik aufmachen, bitte? Muss das sein? Warum muss ich eigentlich wieder zurückgehen? What now? Warum muss ich jetzt schon wieder hier lang gehen, hä? Ich bin ja genau da reingefolgt. Hä? Okay, wild, die werden ein bisschen wild, die Linie. Kann ich hier lang gehen? Nein? Okay. Ich hab nicht mit der Musik zu tun, ne? What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Wer hat sich diese Linien ausgedacht? What the... Kannst du bitte die Musik wenigstens ändern? Wo zur Hölle ist die Story dabei? Ich folge nur der Linie. Wo ist die Story dabei? Warum gehe ich auf den scheiß Linien nach? Ah, danke schön.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I guess.
Wait, what? We're back at the office?
Huh?
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Du hast dich doch... er hat doch selbst die Story geschrieben. The fuck you mean? Story. Wie fragt denn er da? Oh, wir sind wieder hier, aber... Oh. Hallo.
No, not again, Line. How could you have done this?
Wir sind eigentlich da unten.
And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Employee fired. Ey, was? Schon wieder? Okay. Wie viele Restarts willst du eigentlich noch machen? Wie viel Restart hast du eigentlich im Petto für mich? Hier ist eigentlich schon wieder der Leine nach oder machen wir wieder was Eigenes?
You know what, Stan?
Ah, okay.
I say forget the adventure line.
Warum Line TM?
We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Oh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Oh, warum nicht, ne?
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
No.
Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Welche Story will ich denn machen? Also, ich hätte nichts gegen...
Oh, no, not
Oh,
you.
no, the line, Alter.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
True.
Lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it. We should be fine.
Warum bei It TM? Bye bye Line. Und zur Hölle bin ich jetzt schon wieder.
We get to make a decision.
Oh, Herrna.
The story is in our control.
Der meine?
We mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead.
Warum laufe ich gerade im Circle?
Place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
What the fuck?
Oh, hold up, what's this?
Confusion is ending.
The confusion
First
ending.
restart, third restart, fourth restart, fifth
That's
restart,
what
sixth
this is.
restart, seventh
It's the
restart,
one
eighth
giant
restart.
ending. And we're supposed
Wait,
to
what?
restart the game eight times? That's really how all this goes?
Confusion ending.
Determined?
Damn,
So
18
now,
Minuten spiele ich
according
jetzt
to the
schon.
schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't.
Ey, wir müssen noch irgendwie
I
vorankommen.
won't do it. And the timer stopped?
Wait.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule?
Ey, wer ist denn begleitet in das Spiel, wenn nicht du?
Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay.
Hier ist ein Stuhl, wa? Also,
Because now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination.
True.
So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
ah! Motherfucker, Alter. Der ruft mich an.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work.
Damn.
Can you verify that this is correct?
Nope.
Understood. Your order will be canceled immediately.
Danke.
Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Bye bye. Hey, wo ist mein Narrator? Hey Narrator, wo zum Fick bist denn du jetzt hin?
When Stanley came to a
Oh.
set of two open doors,
Ja, ist wirklich
he entered
verlost.
the door on his left.
Ah, nee.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Er ist einfach
Stanley
selbst
felt
den ganzen...
lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach,
What?
giddy in a way he had never known before.
Wait, what?
Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love.
Ey, yo.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nee.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Bro, ich kenne dich schon ein bisschen. Ich kenne dich schon ein bisschen, also...
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Wie?
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Hey, yo. What?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be...
Hello? Okay. Not. Hey, what the fuck?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go.
Was für dünne Wände
All right,
denn?
now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Hey, yo.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Wow.
Their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Fuck off, Alter. Du hast mich richtig genannt.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Okay, I guess dann nicht, wa? Arschloch.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
What? Warum schon wieder Death? Good morning, employee. Press U on your keyboard. Nö. B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Aber ich bekomme dafür Geld, wa?
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
Motherfucker, ich kann doch nichts anderes machen, wa?
Button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Ich kann auch wirklich nicht anderes drücken, weil also, wenn ich was anderes machen könnte, um dieses Spiel, um diese Narrative zu durchbrechen, dann würde ich es auch machen. Aber ich komme nicht hindurch.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Watch TV? Was für ein so.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Huh? Spend time with the boys?
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
What?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing
Du lässt es mich wieder wiederleben, also come on,
he
dog.
might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Tell your wife you love. Was sind das eigentlich für Anweisungen, Alter?
There is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer. As long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time.
Hey, yo. Please die?
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Wait, what? Will ich so oft sterben? Hey, come on.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, gibt es einfach keinen Links mehr. Ich gehe jetzt mal exakt nach den Anweisungen, die er mir gibt.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Was ist das für ein Office, Alter? What the fuck? Keine Office ist das? Oh. Okay. Den Input mal wieder gefunden. Let's go. Was ist denn hier? Hallo. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes if the boss suffered suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Hey. Bossy Boss, wa? Hey, kann ich hier runter? Oh. Ist hier lang. Tschüss. Keine Ahnung wo lang, aber überall oben nach unten. What the fuck? Mein linkes Ohr enjoyt das sehr. Na, alle Headphone-User? Ich muss unbedingt heute mal wieder in Lost Ark rein, Alter. Ich war wirklich die letzten Tage gar nicht mit drin gewesen. Hey, wann komme ich auf die raus? Wie gut, es gibt keinen raus.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
Es ist einfach schwer, jetzt halt noch ohne, jetzt halt noch irgendwie halt gut zu leveln oder sowas, wa?
And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Bin ich schon mal gewesen? Ja, nein, weiß noch nicht. Bye bye. 3 Chars da, Alter, damn. Es kam ja wieder Dings, es kam ja sogar wieder Twitch Prime Sachen rein, sowas, aber war noch nicht drin gewesen. Auch einfach, I don't know. Die South Vern Story aber auch noch nicht gemacht. Muss ich auch noch machen. Aber wenn man halt schon so weit oben ist, ne, dann ist halt einfach... Ist einfach schwer, weil du einfach so viele Niederschläge hast, war. Bro, ich hab letztens so oft verkackt, Alter, bei einem. Ich hab so viel Stuff bekommen, auf einmal... Ja, ich würde mal sagen.
The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley, but of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Ja, das Gefühl ist mich verarscht, Alter. Bitte verarscht.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What
hey,
horrible
lol.
secret did this place hold?
Wait.
He thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find
Als ich das letzte Mal hier oben gewesen bin, habe ich hier unten eine Person gesehen.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I guess. Ja, auch Stream jetzt mal ein bisschen mehr Zeit haben. Vielleicht werde ich einfach mal den nächsten Stream die Links machen. Wait, wo the fuck ist eigentlich da hinten schon gefeuert worden? Vielleicht werde ich dann einfach so die Abyss Dungeons machen. Die Tier 3, die ich noch nicht gemacht habe.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control?
Pirate?
Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Ganz quick.
But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay, dismantle, okay, dann bin ich wohl der Master, der hier alles zerstören wird, wa? What the fuck? Oder nicht? Mantling. How the fuck am I supposed to do that? Soll ich jetzt mal sagen, wie ungefähr ich das dismanteln soll? So. Okay. Hä? Hä? Ist groß ausgeschildert. Oh. Ups. Ach, da komme ich her. Upsi.
When at last he found the sword,
Bye bye, Mind Control.
blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Nope.
Yes.
Oh.
He had won.
Hey.
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other
I
mysteries
don't
did this
care.
strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
Oh.
For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps
True.
his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No
Damn.
longer would anyone tell him where to go,
Yes.
what to do,
Yes.
or how to feel.
Oh.
Whatever life he lives, it will be.
Damn.
And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Come on.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the
Yes.
immense possibility of the new path before him.
Don't know about that
This
one.
was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Woo! W ending? Beat the game. Okay, ist die Frage, wollt ihr noch eine Route oder wollen wir das Spiel erstmal ad acta legen und das damit als durchgespielt ansehen? Wir sind jetzt eine knappe Stunde dran, ein bisschen mehr. Das ist jetzt schon weg? Damn. Man's busy. Durchgespielt. Ah ja, heute ist ja erst Freitag, war? Musst du morgen arbeiten, oder was? Ei. Ja, komm. Hey. An der Stelle, weißt du, manchmal so richtig. Auf YouTuber. Vielen lieben Dank, dass ihr heute reingeschaut habt. Ne? Ich hoffe, euch hat das ganze Spiel gefallen. Schon ein bisschen cool, war ein bisschen da verzwickte Sachen, da komische Entscheidungen getroffen worden. War ganz cool gewesen. Ich hoffe, ihr lasst alle dem Video einen Like da und ein Subscribe. Und kommt in den Stream ein. Bitch!